I hear you.
Obviously, it's a new team, slightly new team with new members in the team, and also you haven't played as you guys haven't played as a team in ODI cricket since the World Cup. Firstly, how's the vibe been like within the team, and what sort of role do you foresee yourself play as a senior player? Looking at just the fact that there's a lot of inexperience in the side.
No, the energy's been good. We've obviously got a lot of younger guys in. A couple of guys that have been in and out. So the excitement is always there to be playing for South Africa. Like you said, we haven't played ODI cricket since the World Cup, so it's not just myself; it's everyone included. So I guess the guys are going to be trying to obviously get back to their best in terms of this format. It is, probably one of our best formats as well. So a lot of excitement around the camp.
Thanks, Ngama. Johan?
Hi, Lungi. How's the leg? And can you remember when you injured that calf?
Yeah, so it was during, I think, practice after the second test match. Um, yeah, it was just a little bit of a niggle, and knowing that we had this tour coming up, it was probably better to look after it then than to force and play through it. So yeah, it's all good now. Been playing back at home for the Titans, so yeah, I've got some cricket under my belt and looking forward to this series.
Thanks, Johan, for those.
Hi, Lungi. Lungi, obviously without KG, Marco Jansen, and all the other kind of senior seamers, you seem to be the guy with the most bowling experience or fast bowling experience out there. You've been playing a long time. What kind of role do you anticipate playing in terms of whether it's leading the attack or helping or guiding, some of the other players? You've obviously played in the UAE before, so you have some experience of conditions. Just, is it slightly different and new for you in this type of seniority?
No, I wouldn't say it's anything new. I mean, playing a lot of teams around the world, and sometimes you slot in there, as a senior being an international. So the role is not any different to me. I think the only thing you can say is that the other guys aren't here, but then again, that's not up to me or anyone else, barring the coach. Um, yeah, if they're being rested, they're being rested. Whoever's there at the time, you step into the role. It's not anything I haven't done before. I mean, coming in to South Africa, I used to open the bowling with Dale Steyn, so it doesn't feel any different to me now. But yeah, looking forward to helping the guys where I can, sharing the information and knowledge that I have. At the end of the day, we still have a job to do, so we're going to look to do that as best as possible.
Thanks for those. Morgan?
Thanks, Lucy. Hi, Lungi. Lungi, what is your take on facing Afghanistan? They're a team that you guys have only really played in World Cups before. This is the first series between the two nations, albeit on neutral venue, and long they've been regarded as minnows, and they've proven that they punch well above that tag. So, how are you guys feeling about the series?
Yeah, I think the opinion of a cricket team is purely based on what people think. It doesn't. It's not always the truth. So anyone's opinion on what they think Afghanistan might play like, I don't think that affects us because we've seen what they can do against other international teams. So I don't think anyone is taking this series lightly. They've got world-class cricketers and match winners, and on their day, they can beat the best in the world. We've seen it happen, so I don't think anyone should be looking at them as minnows. But yeah, we definitely know what we're in for. And the conditions as well, we're going to have to assess and see what those give us, and yeah, play it from there.
Thanks, Lungi.
Thanks, Morgan. Oberking?
Thank you, Lungi. I just want to find out the conversation that you guys have been having about what is it that you want to achieve by the end of this series. And also, you spoke a bit about the conditions. What is it also that you're expecting from the conditions there?
I'll start with the conditions. From what we saw yesterday, um, we know what their strength is. So, having played in Dubai before, we saw how our spinners came into the game. So that could be very important, knowing that they have world-class spinners. Probably might be on that side, but also if there is a bit of swing and lateral movement with the ball, then our seamers are going to have to play the bigger role. At the end of the day, we still don't really know what we're going to get. It's been quite a while since we were here last time, so obviously looking to assess as quickly as we can and then take that from there. And then in terms of the selection of the team, that's up to the coaches. All of us are hoping to play. We don't know who's going to play, but yeah, hopefully we put our best 11 forward.
And the question was just more about what you want to get out of the series.
Well, I think the coach is yet to still discuss that with most of the players. Look, we know that there's a couple of things coming up in the future, things like Champions trophies and all that. So, players obviously want to put up their hands for selections. And then again, the young guys coming in to gain some experience, create a bit of depth for the South African team. And then the guys that have been playing, just to get some good game time. It's been a long time since we've played ODI cricket. So really exciting for some of us to be back on the field.
Awesome, thanks. So, King, we'll take a couple of follow-ups before we look to wrap up the media op. For those, then Ongama.
You just kind of mentioned, maybe not knowing exactly what conditions you're going to get from the venue. I mean, I know that you guys are in Sharjah now, then you go to Abu Dhabi, but right on the heels of you, the women's teams are coming to play in a Women's World Cup, and none of them have actually ever played any international cricket in Dubai, for example, where, the lights are a little bit difficult to get used to. If you had to just give some sort of tips to not just the South African women's team, but, anybody who plays at a new venue and a venue like the UAE for how to adapt to something they're just not sure of, what would you say?
I would say your accuracy becomes more important than anything because, like I said, you never know what the conditions are going to give you. Maybe it might spin. So then as a seamer, you obviously don't have as much to work with unless you've got, things in your arsenal like slow balls and that type of offense. But I think accuracy becomes the most important thing. The field does seem to be a bit big, square, and short, straight. So obviously that also plays into your game plans and where your fielders are placed and what type of balls you're actually going to bowl. The lights are a bit low, like you did mention, and it is crucial that you get used to taking those direct catches that come at about that height. But at the end of the day, the last time we were here, we did find things were a bit different in all three venues. So there was something for someone on each day. Sharjah, for us, predominantly, I remember, there wasn't a lot of bounce. There was a bit of turn. So in my head already, it might be that way. But like I said, we haven't been here in a long time. Maybe they've, relayed wickets and the conditions seem a lot better. The field does look a lot better. So maybe a quick outfield as well. So yeah, just going to take it in our stride. But those are the few things I can say.
Thanks for those. Ongama.
Thanks, Lucy. Lungs, just on the injury niggle thing that you mentioned in the West Indies, missing that T20 series over there. It sort of feels like even going into that Test series in the West Indies, sort of feels like you were starting over, and this series as well feels like you're sort of starting over. Like how do you sort of get through those periods where you're getting these injuries? I mean, as a player, I imagine you would want to play, man. I mean, so how do you get through those tough periods where you're injured or you have niggles stopping you from playing? How do you get through those?
To be honest, it doesn't affect me as much as it used to. I think probably everyone thinks that it affects you so badly that you're probably upset or you're in a bad mood, things like that. I've been playing for a while now, like I've been saying, and to be honest, it's just taking it one day at a time. Injuries happen, and probably won't be my last one as well. So yeah, you take it in your stride, and it is unfortunate sometimes with the timing, but got injured and someone else was given an opportunity. We're able to see what South African cricket has to produce. It's not all about me, and at the end of the day, if I'm not ready to play, then I'm not ready to play. But as soon as I am, the coaches give the go ahead, and here I am. So it doesn't affect me as badly as people would think, but yeah, just take it one day at a time till you get back.
Thanks.
Thanks. playing Sunkama, and then we'll look to wrap with one last one from Firdous.
Let me just on Afghanistan. I mean, we watched them at the World Cup, and it looked like maybe one of their weaknesses was sort of after the top two, then maybe the middle order fell away a little bit, and obviously the one opener, Zadran, is not there because he injured his ankle, I think. And you're drawn with them in the Champions Trophy as well. Have you identified any kind of style of play? You know, I guess they're a bit of a newer team, and usually we see teams like that take a while to build innings. Is that something that you've seen?
Well, look, yeah. From what I saw, they seem to be very aggressive up front. That's probably their biggest foundation. And then, you know, have the other players chip in within the middle order and the lower order. You know, I think we've also seen that their lower order can score some crucial runs. And I think the biggest thing for us is going to be to control the top end of their batting lineup. We also know that their bowling is probably one of their strengths. So we're going to have to make sure that, you know, whatever they get on the board, we can chase it down, realizing that their strength is probably coming in the second innings, or, you know, making sure that our batters don't give them those easy opportunities and make the game as hard as possible for them. But if there's anything I've identified, is it's probably the most aggressive part of their batting lineup is up top, and that's their foundation. If you can take care of that and then make sure that you squeeze their lower half, it should be all right.